What's up, family? Man, men and women are choosing to be single nowadays, and it's truly scary for society because they do not want to date anymore. They don't want to get married anymore. And nuclear families, man, the next generation is, I think the population is just continuing to decline and decline. And there's so many reasons for that. So do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, and share this message. So I would say, as far as men are definitely choosing to be single because they realize that women play so many games nowadays. Not only that, but when you start to actually date a woman, you gotta be a confident guy. You gotta have your money on point, and you have to learn game. So a lot of guys, they don't have any game. They start talking to women, and they realize just how quickly, if you don't have game, they'll take advantage of you. They'll use you up. They'll take your time. They'll take your energy. They'll take your resources. And next thing you know, you on like 10 dates and just barely got a kiss, and then she blocks you and you're reaching out to her and she doesn't want to respond to you. So men are having a hard time learning female nature, and they have to really truly get into the market to do that. But so many men, they don't even want to talk to women nowadays because they're like, maybe they had just one traumatic experience. They went up and said, "What's up? How you doing? You look beautiful." And she's like, "Thank you," and put her headphones in and walked right away from you. So that damaged his ego, and then he's feeling sad about that. So it's really difficult. And not only that, the divorce rates are all-time high, so men are getting hit to that. And, so men don't want to even get married, let alone be in a relationship. So, and then on the flip side, you have women. Women are starting to choose to be single as well because they're like, man, this guy, all he wants from me is sex, or they have their standards so high, like guys. I mean, they're high. So you have, these women want like somebody who's 6 feet tall, makes 6 figures, has a powerful, strong aura, he's magnetic, he's that guy. They truly want a masculine guy, but once they get that masculine guy, they don't know how to deal with him because most masculine men, they have a strong frame and they require things for women. So women are like, man, I don't want to date no more either because this guy requires too much for me. I'd rather just be by myself and make my own money, because if women are going to school nowadays, they're making their own money and they really don't need a man no more. Let's be honest, they feel like they don't. And women, you can leave a comment down below. If you're watching this, because there's a lot of women that watch these videos, you feel like you don't need a man no more. You want a man, yeah, because it might look good for social media, and you're probably lonely because most women truly do want a man because I feel like they need men a little bit more because they get lonely and then they get sad, they get depressed. That's why a lot of women are on, some type of medication to deal with that. But they're like, but I don't want to deal with that because most men, they don't know how to be a true masculine man, because there are a lot of men out here that aren't true masculine men, and they're not the men that you feel like you want to date because they don't have their money on point. They can't really provide for a family. They don't know how to talk to women. They don't know how to really have that frame to where you go back and forth, because it kind of like women have emotional highs, then they have emotional lows. And if you're an emotional man, which a lot of women know that, a lot of men are emotional. They're like, this guy's more emotional than me. He feels like he's PMSing more than me. He's on his period more than me. So they're realizing that, and they're like, I don't want to be a part of that. So it's just like a huge domino effect. You got to be able to walk away too, whether you're a man or a woman. A lot of people, I've noticed, they trauma bond. So men will have trauma and they'll have issues from their past or whatever. Maybe they have mommy issues, so then they'll seek for women that will fill a void, and vice versa. Women will have daddy issues, so then they'll seek men that remind them of their dad that was, maybe he was abusive, maybe he's an alcoholic. So then you have this weird trauma bond between men and women, and then they're thinking that everything's okay. Then they're having children. The next thing they know, at some point, one of them is going to decide to want to do some type of self-improvement and grow and evolve. That's just what I've noticed, me personally. And when that happens, they realize, man, I was just only with this person for a stage because I had the trauma and I was trying to fill that void. So then they'll decide to leave each other, and then it's creating broken generations of families. So it's really scary for society nowadays, because I really don't know what the answer is. And a lot of people would say it's passport bros. Men would just go overseas and deal with the more feminine women. But a lot of men can't even afford to get they don't have their money up, bro. So the men that are here, they're like, well, the only answer is to join the MGTOW movement, which is men going their own way. I'd rather just be single and not deal with women anymore and not deal with any of it, because it's too much drama, it's too much bullshit. They play too many games. I do think it starts with men, though. We have to be better leaders. We have to be strong, masculine men. You have to get your testosterone up. You have to learn how to talk to women. You have to start actually going out in the dating market, even though I know it's tough. But the more experience that you get as a man, the more you're able to understand that this woman's playing games. This is not a woman I can take serious. And you can't let your heart turn cold, whether you're a man or a woman. There is people out there, but you might have to search through like 1 to even 50 times. Like, bro, you have to, like, unfortunately, it's just the way it is. And women will get the better end of the stick, where the men will get the shorter end of the stick, because you have to take them out on dates. And most women, they know that, so they're going to be like, yeah, I go on as much dates as I possibly can. So you have to get your money on point, fellas. You have to become the best version of yourself. And if you guys really want to truly, actively become the best version of yourself, tap in with me. The link is in the description box down below. I would love to work with you and teach you how to become the man that these women will actually want to date, because you got to have your confidence on point. If you don't have any confidence and you don't radiate that you're a man that actually is worthy of being in a relationship, these women, they'll see right through that, bro. They'll see right through it. And then you'll just be texting her. She'll be using up all your time. As soon as she gets what she wants from you, she gonna kick you to the curb, bro. It just is what it is. And women, I think the best thing that you can do is try to understand what men actually want. So, if a man wants you to be a submissive woman and actually adhere to his program, you have to understand that most men that are actually the men that you actually want, that's what they're going to want that. So you either have to learn how to compromise, or you have to just be okay with being single. If you're one of these women and you just accepted the fact that I'm being single, then that's why it is scary, because more and more women have adopted this mindset. They'll end up being 45, 50 years old and single and won't have any kids. And then they're lonely because, at some point, I think that it is beneficial, because as you get older, when you turn into like 70s and 80s and maybe you get sick, man, it's helpful to have children around that can help you, that will share love with you and give you love. So women, I think that you got to constantly self-improve too. You can't think that just because you have beautiful looks that you're attractive, and maybe you have a good shape, you got that thing on you, what I'm saying? Maybe you got to definitely self-improve though too. You got to learn how to fit in where a man needs you, because most men of value will need a woman that is nurturing. You got to start learning how to tap into your feminine side. I think that most women, they don't know how to tap into their femininity because they're hurt. I think that's what it stems from. A lot of women are just hurt. Maybe they've been abused and they just want to be in control all the time. And that's why they can't relinquish their power. And they think that being submissive is a bad thing, because that's what society has programmed you guys to think. Is not truly the truth. Women that are submissive are actually more powerful, I think, because then they understand that I can fit into this man's program, and I'm willing to trust this man wholeheartedly if he portrays the characters too. That's why it's important for men and women to vet each other. We got to both be able to understand that so many people jump into relationships quickly. You might meet this woman and 2 weeks later you think she's the one, and then you're proposing to her. Bro, you can't propose to a girl within a month and so women, I've noticed, and men, both genders can put on a good front so that they think you can portray that image that, yeah, I'm the perfect man, I'm a confident man, I got my shit going on. And really after 2 months he exposes himself. Or women, they'll put on a good front. Yeah, I'm a nurturing, I'm a feminine woman. I can do everything you want. And boom, after about 3 months, she'll switch up. And I've noticed too, when a woman has a baby, bro, from having postpartum, I think depression, that's what it's called, postpartum depression from the baby. And then, like, I don't know if that's part of it, but I've noticed a lot of times when women will have a baby, they'll want to just kick the man to the curb. They'll be like, no, I don't want to see him. I don't want to be with him no more. So there's so many women that have baby with men, and then the man, he feels so heartbroken because he's like, man, I wanted to have a family. I wanted to be there for her, and she no longer wants this family to be together. So this is truly scary for society because these are things that I've been noticing more and more. It's like a trend. And I don't know, maybe we are becoming, it's just the end times. Maybe this is how it's supposed to be. But I think that there's still a little bit of hope. And that's why I truly decided to speak on these things. I'm trying to produce men that are actually powerful, strong men, because men are needed, and we need masculinity and we need femininity. We counterbalance each other, but women, we need you guys to start being women too. Do not give up hope on these generations, especially the future generations, because we need a powerful society to maintain what we have. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Peace.